So I get to keep the train moving for sure, without question. And I'm riding that energy that we were just blessed with, both from Ali and Aaron, and definitely from Brother Coy. So what is in your special sauce? Because we know that, programs, in order for them to be great, have to have that unique vibration. That has to have that unique element. And so I'm super happy to introduce to you my esteemed colleague who I served with on the ACA National Board for a time there, my sister from another mother, Sterling Leija. Sterling leads our professional learning community that focuses on camps, outdoor experiences, and special populations. Sterling is also the co-founder of the Innovative Camp Company. So proud of that for you and the team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my sister Layla.
Broderick, thank you so much. My goodness, what a tough these amazing programs that I'm really excited to share with you that will just continue the inspiration. So again, as Broderick said, my name is Sterling Leija, the lead for NSLA's Special Populations Camps and Outdoor Programs PLC. And in this segment, we're going to be hearing from some of NSLA's 2025 Summer Learning Award winners. And they are going to share with you what's working and what's next as they dive into their 2026 programs. So we're going to have some lightning rounds. So get ready to jot down some amazing ideas. We're going to start with a lightning round where each of our panelists are going to share their name, their organization, what they do for their organization, and one word that defined summer 2025 for them. Like Broderick said, it's so important to take time to pause and reflect. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. Danny, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, hi everyone. Good afternoon. Danny Salas here, representing Woodcraft Rangers. So proud to be here and the work that our team has done that has been able to get us here and receive this recognition. We're humbled. Woodcraft Rangers out of Los Angeles, California, a 100-year-old organization. I'm the chief program officer. I've been with the organization for over 15 years, and one word that defines summer to me and has continued to do over the years is truly possibility, knowing that we have the opportunity to just create so many different experiences and possibilities for our students.
I love that. Thank you so much, Danny. Kevin?
Thanks, Sterling. I'm Kevin Delecki. I'm the programming manager of the Cedar Rapids Public Library in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And the one word that really defined our 2025 summer was outward, on taking that internal focus we've had for so many years and turning it out toward our community.
I love that. What an amazing word. All right, next up from Jim's Camp, Summer Experience Saki.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm Saki Milton, coming from Dallas, Texas, the GEMS camp. And I would say that our breakout word, or my word for the summer, is breakout, because we just had a phenomenal year with our numbers, with our content. We actually received the presidential award that year, so it was just a breakout year altogether. Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, what a pleasure to have you. Thank you. All right. Last but certainly not least, Tiffany, come on up.
Good afternoon. My name is Tiffany Chalmus. I am the Executive Director of Out of School Time at the School District of Philadelphia. I lead our After School and Out of School Time initiative, specifically our Summer Achievers program that we have in partnership with the City of Philadelphia's Office of Children and Families. I am going to say my word is engaging. Our kids really get a chance to really engage in a ton of experiences, and it's always great to see that.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. What incredible words. So we're going to dive into some conversation. We want to know, what is your special sauce that makes your program unique? Kevin, will you kick us off? What's your special sauce?
Absolutely. For us, because our entire reading challenge and all 450 of the public programs that we do in the summer are open to the entire community, are free, and don't require any registration, we have to work really hard to ensure that what we design reflects and serves as many of the different aspects of our community as possible. And so this mindset of seeing and serving the unique aspects of our community is what makes me really so proud of what we do, and what I think makes our program so powerful within our community.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Saki, what's your special sauce?
Yeah, I would have to say that our secret sauce is really our cohort-based mentorship model. So as girls enter our summer camp, they can come in as rising seventh grader, eighth grader, or ninth grader. And the entire program is built on that experience, but it isn't just to come this summer. We try to incorporate mechanisms, mentorship that pulls them through to the next summer and then the next summer. And then when they graduate out the middle school experience, which is where we focus, we give them additional opportunities to engage in the summer through an internship or learning to be a near peer mentor. And eventually, when they go on to college, we still have a lot of girls coming back to volunteer every summer. So I think that's our secret sauce.
That is really incredible. Love that retention. And I feel like we're hearing more and more about the successes of cohorts. All right, Tiffany, we got to know, what's your secret sauce?
Our Summer Achievers program really shows what can happen when the city and districts get together in partnerships. I think we stand at the gap of academics and enrichment, with our district offering that academic component, preventing that summer slide, while our out-of-school time providers, which is funded through the city of Philadelphia, bring in the excitement and the enrichment where they get to extend that learning beyond the school morning learning portion and making it really a camp experience that the kids enjoy.
That is incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. Danny, let's hear
Yeah.
about that secret sauce.
So proud to say that our secret sauce at Woodcraft Rangers is a genuine approach to inclusive programs. And so we provide inclusion supports for students with disabilities through through inclusion aides or inclusion specialists. We also have our staff trained in early ed foundation and developmental practices that allows for us to not have any wait lists across our programs. And so we know that at an early age, students, right, are coming in as early as 4 years old into our summer programs. And so we're able to modify our curriculum and then provide additional supports for students who have, right, needs, specific needs in our program. So yeah, that's our secret sauce.
I love that. It's so important to be able to adapt and modify things to meet the needs of all of our summer learners. All right, so Saki, I'm going to start with you for this next question. What has been your biggest challenge, but also what is your solution for it? So we're not going to only talk about our challenges, but what solution have you come up with?
I think the greatest challenge that we experience, and probably many organizations, after you start from a grassroots and then you build up your program over years and you develop a set of practices and quality standards, research based, and all of those things. It can be the challenge is to maintain that as you scale, right, to new sites and new staff and even new families that enter your program. So I think that's our greatest challenge is like, how do we maintain, this level of service and this level of quality and ways of working as we grow at these exponential rates? What we have started to do to be able to provide a solution is really trying to standardize everything. And we're using a lot of generative AI to be able to help us document, get our policies and procedures down, and really try to incorporate our students in that process, in that documentation process, and using tools and resources to capture all these special things that we do so that we leave a legacy for those to come in the future.
Thank you for lifting that up. I think that's a challenge that a lot of organizations have faced, and it is so important to think about how you keep that really high quality because we know that a quality summer experience matters. Tiffany, what about you? What are your challenges and how have you solved for them?
I would say we're an academic institution. At the root, we have a focus on academics, but our district is also focused on developing a well-rounded child. And so in our Summer Achievers programs, we want to make sure that those programmings are engaging, that they are tailored to student interests, while also making sure that we are meeting target academic goals as well. And so so how we've kind of combated that challenge is by really looking into the work and the partnerships that we have with our external providers to bring that academic portion in the morning, but extending it in like real project-based learning opportunities that kids can really explore in a hands-on way to make it more engaging, while also making sure that we're getting them off sites, that the camp experience is truly the camp experience to really hook them in and keep them coming back.
Amazing. Thanks for lifting up partnerships. I know that's something that we talk about a lot at NSLA, how we can partner together to make our work even stronger. Danny, would love to hear from you. Biggest challenge and what's your solution?
I want to piggyback off what Saki had mentioned about when it comes to scaling some of our systems, ensuring that quality stays consistent. I think we've gone through a lot of learnings. We develop playbooks at all levels so that our teams can have consistency and understand when it comes to safety procedures, partner expectations, but not lose the ability to still curate a program based on student interest. And so as we serve over 150 school sites, our programs look very different and are customized to each of the school's interests. And even all that maneuvering requires a lot of planning, communication with families and students so that we can then customize that. So I think being able to reinforce our playbooks to give our staff confidence so that when it comes to their role, they're having a great time implementing and not having to work on what is the policy, what is the expectation within this partnership. So I think we've been able to reinforce that year over year.
Amazing. That reinforcing to ensure that you have that longevity is just so important. Kevin, would love to hear your biggest challenge and your solution.
Absolutely. What really kind of sticks for us because this program is run through the public library is that we don't have identified or registered participants. And so there's no way to know if what we've designed is going to be successful or be popular until the moment it begins. And so that makes preparing for things really hard. We've had things where we thought 50 people would come and 300 people came, and we had things where we thought 500 people would show up and 20 came through the door. And so what we've really learned, and this kind of goes back to some of what Tiffany was talking about, is we've really learned to lean on and rely on our partners in the community, both to develop programs that are of high interest for our community, but then to also work with them to help bring people that they have a connection to into our libraries, and also to work with them to rise up the things that they're doing kind of in that collaborative way.
Wow. Shout out to the libraries for putting together programs that you're not really sure what's coming at you. What a big challenge. And thank you for all of that amazing work that you do. All right, so we're going to shift a little bit. In my day-to-day work as a co-founder of Innovative Camp Company, one of my favorite things to do is to share resources with folks. What resources are out there that are free? What's low cost? And, sometimes you got to pay to get exactly what you need. And so I want to hear all about those amazing resources that you would recommend to the field. So Tiffany, what is your go-to resource that you think the summer learning field needs to know about?
Sure. We when we were planning for the Summer Achievers program, we learned that summer starts in September, right? We say it all the time. And one of the resources that we used was the Summer Learning Toolkit, that guides you through the planning process leading up to summer. And that's something that we fall back on all year long. It has really been helpful in successful implementation of programs, but it's also something that you can take and tailor where our organization is serving 20,000 students over summer, and that may look very different for smaller programs. And you can really use that toolkit to tailor what planning looks like for your own organization company for the summer.
That is such an incredible resource, and I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm sure one of the NSLA staff will put a link to that in the chat if you're unfamiliar with the toolkit. It is an incredible, incredible resource. So thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah, specifically the calendar. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that.
Specifically the calendar. Shout out for the calendar. Love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, NSLA has some amazing resources out there, so please do check those out. Danny, what are you using over at Woodcraft Rangers?
So over the last couple of years, we've done an extra push to really invest in our number one resource, which is our staff. And so we build academies to build up our training model and really have them over the years continue to expand on our trainings and our curriculum development. And so that's how we've been able to really scale the growth of our program. And so really investing in the staff, we have site coordinator academies that we've been able to develop. We've also been able to offer different types of leadership pathways for our staff. And I think in that, we've been able to grow our curriculum team, our training team, our early ed team, and our inclusion team that have really helped to scale the different services that we provide within our program that ultimately you can see the implementation successfully once the program is running.
Amazing. What incredible resource. All right, Kevin, from your perspective at the libraries, what is your go-to resource for the field?
Yeah, and this may start to sound like a broken record at some point, but for us, it's really the resources our community, both the local community here and the people that we work with, finding ways to support and boost the work that they're doing and working with them to increase what we're doing, but also the community of other amazing libraries doing incredible work, both through the personal learning community, through NSLA. There's a community there that is doing incredible things that Liz leads so strongly toward kind of rising all ships in that, as well as other professional organizations, Urban Library Council, American Library Association, Public Library Association, just that using the other people in your community that are doing great things and how you can learn from them, take from them, build off what they're doing to really bring the best back to your community.
I love that. So well said. Saki, what are you using?
Well, I'll pivot back to what I mentioned earlier about, this use of AI. And one of the tools that we are heavily relying on right now is called loom.com. And at first I thought it was just like a little quick way to make videos to record yourself saying something, but they've added this amazing feature that if you are recording yourself or doing something on the computer, you can actually record that and it will create a document, a standard operating procedure for you. And it's just so helpful. So it's really coming in handy as we try to standardize some of our practices where we're not starting from the ground up with formatting and all of that, and it's capturing beautiful screenshots and everything. So I hope this is a good resource for all of you to use. It's super easy, short little quick videos, and it will create the document that you need if you're onboarding staff, if you're onboarding interns. It's just a great tool, and for the most part it's free for those types of features. So that will be my share.
I love that. Free is always wonderful. And what a great reminder of using tools that make our lives a little bit easier and automate things. Okay, so we have time for a really quick lightning round. What are you most excited about going into summer? Danny, let's hear it.
I think after all the planning that started in September, I think being able to just see that vision come into a reality, not only into existing communities, but new communities that we're going to be able to connect with. I think that's honestly the most exciting. Being also able to see some of our frontline staff who are elevated into new roles as we've come into new communities is something exciting for me. We have so many staff members that were past participants. And so for them now to be in this role as site coordinators, as management, I think it carries on the mission and it helps us continue creating that engagement and experience for our students.
Absolutely. Love watching our students walk into or work their way into leadership roles. Kevin, what are you excited about?
Yeah, so we're on year 3 after a really major redesign of our program that really kind of stripped it back to almost the beginning and rebuilt it. And so we're finally at a place now where the major parts of what we're doing are really well established. And so this is the year that we get to kind of play with and tweak those smaller aspects that have potential for really huge impact that we weren't able to touch while we were still getting the kind of major pillars of our structure established.
That's incredible. How exciting. Saki, what are you excited about for Jim's camp summer experience?
Yeah, I am so excited about our theme this summer. Dallas is a host city for the FIFA World Cup, and so we're going to capitalize on that and really look at some exercise and sports science. We're going to partner with the city and have and go and visit some of the media tours and different things like that, just to give the girls a perspective of how STEM is incorporated, and not just, kind of the things that we're used to, but also this global, industry of soccer. And I think that'll be a wonderful lifetime experience for them as well. So I'm really excited about our theme.
Yeah, love that. And a great reminder to think about what's going on in your community and how you can integrate that. All right, Tiffany, bring us home. What are you excited about this summer?
Yes, I guess to bring us home, I'm going to echo some of what Saki and Danny said. I'm really excited for us this summer because we have so many great things that are going on across the country, but specifically in our city. We are expanding to 70 sites. From last year, it was roughly 60 plus sites. So we get to serve more communities. And with that, our city is doing a lot around the 250 celebration. We're also hosting the FIFA World Cup. And so we have some really exciting activities that we are trying to bring to our students in celebration. And so I just know that this summer is going to be a wealth of fun activities for our kids. And I cannot wait to join in with them and experience all the fun that we have planned.
Woohoo! How exciting. Well, thank you so much to all of you for sharing your wisdom, your resources, and again, congratulations on being an award-winning program. We're so proud of you and grateful that you spent time with us sharing your thoughts this morning. All right, Broderick, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sterling. And shout out to our production team, Natalia and Leslie, who's keeping me on time, live and direct. Shout out to Danny. I appreciate you, brother. It's awesome to see you. I had to slide that in there. Appreciate my Woodcraft Rangers family. I showed up a stranger and I left as family in a single day. And I can imagine what you do for those kids all day, every day. So thank you, brother. Appreciate y'all. Fantastic. So thank you again, Sterling, and to all of our amazing award winners. And very special thanks, because this would not be possible without the just amazing, I don't know how long they've been doing this now, the decades supporting this Summer Learning Award, the New York Life Foundation for sponsoring our Excellence in Summer Learning Awards. And just quickly, we don't observe without anything. We carry research and evidence-based tools to determine whether or not these programs are high quality. If you know the DESA, the DAP, the SAIL, the APAS, the Summer Learning Program Quality Assessment Tool, if you know like the Destination Summer Learning Guide, it's all there. If you know our friends at PAIR, it's all there. We're going to get on it all day, every day.